ready.
No, what? I stand in your place. No, where you're at, fine.
When are you ready? We're with long time, how many years is it now? 50, 60-year boxing man, Don Alban. We're here at the Eddie Chambers press conference, just 10 days away before he fights for, well, I'm calling the Undisputed Heavyweight Championship of the world. You've been around a long time. Good little man, good big man. You've seen this 1,000 times. What does Eddie need to do to win this fight?
What he needs to do is what he's been doing so brilliantly. His last fight, what he did so brilliantly, first 3 rounds with Povetkin. He's got to move, he's got to be in and out, got to put the combination together. When he gets inside, he's got to work. And he gets outside, just move side to side, because what I look at Klitschko is a robot. Everyone knows what he's doing. And the only way that Klitschko can win is knock him out.
You, along with Rob Murray, helped basically mold and shape Eddie's career in terms of getting the fights early on, the Blue Horizon. 3-4 years ago, did you see this happening? Did you see this going to Germany for Klitschko? Did you see this when you were making those fights? John Sargent and these other type of guys, 4 or 5 years ago?
Well, when I first saw him, when Rob brought him here, I immediately said, Rob, you got to make him a cruiserweight. And I think within 20 fights, the cruiserweight champion. He defended a couple of times and moved up to heavyweight. And he said, no, he's a heavyweight. He said, we're going to keep him as a heavyweight, and I'm not worried about the weight. Rob is from the old school, and the idea that weight 20, 30 pounds means everything is BS. And he was 100% correct. And it's been, 2-3 years. I said, Rob, this is going to be heavyweight champion.
You mentioned about the game plan, what he has to do. Do you see a lot of vulnerabilities with Klitschko? He's been on a roll, I guess, since his last slip-ups, a couple slip-ups a few years ago. He's been on a big-time roll. He's been blowing out guys left and right. But he's been fighting guys who are either scared or old. It's the first time, I guess, maybe since Calvin Brock, that he's fought a young guy who is at least willing to fight. Other guys were just there, it seemed like, for paychecks. Do you think Klitschko, and plus the speed factor, he has the speed of a welterweight middleweight. How important is that going to be next Saturday night?
Well, that's one of the main components of when you fight. And, you and I have talked about this often. The heavyweight division is the worst it's ever been. It's the worst in Sullivan and Corbin, all right? Anyone can beat anyone. But the thing is, Eddie is above the anybody's. And again, the only way I see Klitschko winning is knocking him out. And you're talking about his speed. The speed is just, Klitschko's never seen speed like this. And I think we're going to get flustered and, frustrated. And I'm comparing this fight to Billy Conn and Joe Louis. And I understand that the fight was 12 rounds. If that fight was 12 rounds, Conn would be heavyweight champion. This fight is 12 rounds. Eddie Chambers is going to be heavyweight champion.
How important is, we've been talking over the last few years about the state of boxing in America isn't where it used to be. There are other sports that get more publicity in the newspapers and on Sports Center and whatnot. Finish this, I guess, fill in this blank. An American heavyweight champion does blank for the sport of boxing.
It's important. Not that we can't have a European or someone from any place, but America is still boxing, and that's when you think about world fighters, you think about America first, and it's definitely a plus. And Eddie, I think, can become the hottest heavyweight in years.
And plus, he's got a very likable personality. Not like some of these braggadocious, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, I'm going to kill. No. Dictionary. I say words that I can't pronounce usually. That means I'm doing well. Because of his boy next door personality, I think a lot of fans will latch on to that.
And then he is the boy next door. Everyone's friend is everyone's big brother, everyone's son, and that's exactly what he is. Describe him to a T.
You have a prediction for the fight?
Eddie Chambers wins, and incredibly, I won't be surprised if he stops him in the late rounds.
I think we're all in agreement with you. And Don, as usual, it's an honor. Hopefully, one of these years, this going all over the world, this man belongs in the Hall of Fame. If any of the writers are out there watching this, Don, I hope you're right with your prediction.
I'm never wrong.
Thanks, Don. Here, Don.
What I was going to say, Mark, is go that way, so get in the background. So in the background. Stand in front that way.
Here we get you a little airtime from Mr. Don Steinberg, the crack reporter, not on crack, but the crack reporter for the Philadelphia Inquirer. You followed Eddie since his infancy of his career, dating back at the Blue Horizon. You ever think his 210-pound lad would be fighting for the heavyweight championship of the world?
It's pretty amazing. A lot of people had their doubts, just because of his size over the years. And people were shocked when he beat Yurchenko, shocked when he beat Sam Peter, shocked when he beat Calvin Brock. And he just kept surprising people, and that's sort of been his MO.
You're a journalist, and you're always looking for the hook, I guess, for a story. What I mean, outside of him being from Philadelphia, where we're from, what's the hook with Eddie Chambers?
It's sort of the guy who comes out of nowhere. You don't really expect a lot of him. It's kind of his personality too, where he leads you to underestimate him. And he always has a surprise ending.
You think? I mean, also, I'm obviously more or less. Not only does he look like the boy next door, he acts like the boy next door. He's quiet, as humble, an athlete as we've been around. A win. If he wins this fight, do you think he? I don't want to say single-handedly, but bring boxing to back to America. This is a guy we all can relate to.
Yeah, he has to try hard to kind of be cocky. He has to be trained to do that, and I think maybe people just expect that of a heavyweight champ. So he's got to, if he gets the boxing part down, then he has to get the flavor and the flair down too, and get people to go, oh yeah, that guy. I saw him fight, I saw him talking, but he's such a well-spoken, good guy.
What do you think Eddie needs to do to win this fight?
Well, he has to move a lot. I mean, what he did with Yurchenko was he moved more than I've ever seen him move. Not just his hands. He's always had fast hands, but he moved his body and moved around. And then he has to kind of be the only people who beat him was the guys who just hit him out of nowhere, and he was in trouble. But that's a tall task.
Any prediction for the fight?
I have my hopeful prediction, and I'll tell you what, given the odds, I would take Eddie.
Very political.
Thank you.
Well, Don, one of the best boxing writers out there, Philadelphia Inquirer. You're going over to Germany for the fight, aren't you?
I am. I'm going over there, and it's going to be 50,000, 60,000 people in a football arena, so maybe bigger than the Pacquiao-Clottey fight here, one of their football stadiums over there. Yeah, it's going to be awesome.
For the fans around the world, Philly.com, if you want to know what really is going on in Dusseldorf, read my man Don Steinberg. Thanks for a few minutes.
Thanks a lot, Mark.